How's that sound, man? Like, now we're only really getting minor peaks from the fan, and you can still hear me, right? Everything's good, everything's coming across fine. That actually, oh my goodness. If I can apply this noise gate in my videos, this would make recording 500% better. I could record for so much longer. Because, like, as it is, man, I can only record 2 to 3 episodes at a time before I'm, like, melting and my camera's overheating and five other things are complaining. It's clear? Beautiful. That's flawless. If I can get Audacity to have a similar sort of noise gate, then I can have the fan on while I record all day, man. I'm so down. You know what? Do I have a browser extension? Do I have a browser window available in this? I don't have a browser window available in this layout. Never mind. I was gonna say let's go on a browser adventure to find out if Audacity has noise gating, but I don't have the browser window in this layout. I know I have another. Ooh, I have a layout somewhere where I can type into a Google Doc, which is nice for when I feel like going on a writing adventure. My writing's hit or miss, if you ask me, but if you ever want to enjoy that in your life, I can drop a link in chat if you're so inclined. It's a little all over the place. It's between like 2 or 3 different Tumblrs, but if you ever want to search that up, just give it a shout in the chat. I'll spit it onto the screen. I think my personal Tumblr, where a better portion of the writing is, well, I would say half of the writing now at this point, given the length of the other doc. Like half of the writing at this point is on my personal Tumblr under a giant pile of different tags, and the other half of the writing is uh, on a separate Tumblr, so I didn't just destroy my Tumblr with writing. A fair warning, it's all fan fiction for things I'm working on my own original world to play in. It's gonna be a long while before I take any kind of steps before to writing that thing. But rest assured, I'll be shouting about it on the internet very loudly when I finally finish the thing and am looking for a publisher. But anyway, if you want to read my gross, uh, if you want to read my writing, this one's my personal Tumblr, where it's got a good mix of writing and whatever chaotic memes I find funny and just anything and everything. If you want, my self-indulgent fan fiction adventures in the world of My Hero Academia, there they are. Uh, it exists. I'm not gonna recommend it or anything. I write like an academic paper threw up on a young adult novel, but if that's your vibe, go right ahead. Shoot, what do I have for tags on the personal Tumblr? Let me look. I'll give you a couple tags as reference to look for writing on my personal Tumblr, so you're not scrolling for 5 million years, because it's been a little while since I've posted any of my writing to the personal Tumblr. I think one of them is. I can guarantee you it's in the Asagawa. If you search Asagawa Academy, I'll put that in chat so it's clear what pun I'm making. I guarantee you some of my writing will be in there. Asagawa Academy. I guarantee you some of my writing's going to be in that tag. I have specific tags for each. If you just search Aaron, actually, because reasons, all of my boys are named Aaron. If you just search Aaron on my Tumblr, you'll probably run into it. Aaron. For reasons, you'll run into a lot of my writing, along with just a bunch of other assorted pings that come in from other things containing Aaron. If you type, this might not be the bang tags might not come up too often. Oh hey, the bang tags kind of work. So if you want some self-indulgent fanfic about a superpowered kid in the world of Asagao Academy, there's that tag, Super Aaron, as in the like super bang tag Aaron. Um, what was Fight Club Aaron's tag? Fight. If you just search Asagao Fight Club, probably Asagao Fight Club. There's probably plenty of my own stuff along with the rest of the Fight Club. Um, if not all of it, most of it anyway. Mandela Effect. That's not. Why is that in the Fight Club field trip to again? Okay, that's why that's there. Yeah, if you just type Asagao Fight Club, you should get the other third of my writing. So there's 3/3 of my writing. There's Super Aaron for an Aaron at Asagao Academy, or Asagao School for Gifted Youngsters, I think is the official name of the fictional school. Essentially, every kid there has superpowers because of reasons, and that leads to some, fun writing. Asagao Fight Club was another AU of Asagao Academy where my character and a bunch of other people's characters are in a fight club and shenanigans ensue. That actually arose from a group chat I was in that I'm still very fond of quite a few of the people that were in it, and the rest of the people I'm not necessarily like quite fond of them, but I'm still acquaintances with them because we were all pretty close in Fight Club, honestly. Um, it was a really cool group chat, and it's a shame we kind of split apart. But also, like Asagao had been out for a year by the time we split apart, and it was only popular for. It wasn't, the most popular. It was already kind of a niche visual novel, being that it was based around dating. Believe it or not, YouTubers from the group Normal Boots. I promise it's a fun visual novel. If you dig far enough into my YouTube, there's a stream VOD of me playing the whole game, and actually there's a stream VOD of me finishing every route. Whether that's in the 12-hour stream, whether that's in the release day videos of me playing PBG route, um, anywhere in between. They're all stream VODs, so feel free to look at those if you like hearing my voice when I read. There's a whole there is a whole playlist with like 3 to 4 days worth of me reading, whether it be visual novels or paper cuts, in the YouTube if you really like hearing my reading voice. Um, but yeah, that's my writing. There's the My Hero Aaron, which is My Hero Academia, is where it's set. I like to borrow popular settings and then just kind of squish my own darn characters in there and like have things happen adjacent to canon but not like actually interacting with canon, so I don't get into that, you know, wormhole of I have an OC and they're one of the main characters now. It's like, no, there's a side character. You kind of see some of the main charactery things happen, but I don't know, it eases some of my qualms about borrowing the setting, if that makes any sense. And it's a lot of fun. The My Hero Aaron blog isn't just me either. There's a friend of mine. You may or well, actually, she was on the D&D stream when you dropped by Bear Paw. It's Razmatazik, the gal that was in the D&D stream. She also has written some stuff with her character, and she's drawn some stuff. She's an artist more so than a writer. Like, she can write, but it's not her, main focus. She can write, it's good stuff. It just takes her a while because it's not as much of a practice thing as her art. And her art is wonderful stuff. Yeah, I got a lot of content. I've been specifically at making content in particular for the internet to see for at a minimum 2 years. Uh I've been putting things onto the internet just for my own sake for how long has it been? 7, 8 years now. 2011 was when I first started my YouTube channel, and that's when I really first started tossing things onto the internet, whether people would see them or not. That's 7 years now. So I've been making things since 2011. I've been making things in earnest since 2016 now. Actually, 2015, 2016. Yeah, 2015. The YouTube channel originally started in 2011, and there were a couple false starts in there where I thought I was going to be a vlogger. I thought I was going to be a stop motion video maker. I thought I was going to be this. I thought I was going to be that. But when I really started throwing content in earnest onto the YouTube was when I picked up the Let's Play bug in 2015, and we just kind of been rolling from there. As far as writing goes, there's an old Wattpad full of really self-indulgent, edgy teenage fiction from high school that I firmly refuse to share with anyone. If you can find it, more power to you. Enjoy the cringe, but I'm not about to link it anywhere. What else? Oh, I did iterative fiction for a little while in high school, which was fun. Also a thing I'm not posting here or anywhere. If you can find it, more power to you. The only way you're probably going to find it is if you were like in the iterative fiction groups I was in, because it's a different username than all my other things. Expressly because it was like, it was kind of, some of it was good, some of it was cringe, as writing tends to be. But I've been at this for a while, and I've enjoyed every second. Whether it's stuff I'm still proud of or stuff I'm a little iffy on. uh, I've been at this for a long time, and I don't see any sign of stopping unless my job eats up every ounce of time that is available to me, But I doubt it, because making things is also how I kind of interact with people and gather friends. So odds are not gonna stop. Cause like I said, the Fight Club chat, that was because I was streaming. A couple people, a different Asagao group chat called the Asagao Sin Club actually raided me because I was playing Asagao Academy, right? And I was one of two people in the game's tag, and the other person wasn't talking; they were just clicking. So they dropped into my stream, and then from the Asagao Sin Club, there were 2 or 3 people who decided, "Hey, we have this need AU. You're really cool. Do you want in on it?" Along with a couple other people, and then Fight Club grew from there. And then from Fight Club, we all just kind of splintered out and did our own thing. I From time to time I make things with the Fight Club people. Yeah, I'm surprised this download is going at any kind of speed, given the fact that A, I'm streaming, and B, that my internet is garbage. Thank you for saying I'm expert level. I've had my fingers in a lot of pies. I'll say that. Um, about the only realm of internet content that I haven't stuck a finger in is podcast proper. Although I guess Paper Cuts kind of counts as a podcast. It's not really a visual show. I haven't really stuck a finger in any kind of podcasting. Um, what else haven't I done on the internet? I guess proper like digital art, but I don't have the patience to learn to draw, so that won't happen until I'm well into old age and have the time to actually finally sit down. I don't know. I've had my fingers in a lot of pies, and I've enjoyed my time making things where whatever medium I'm in. I don't know. Writing is a medium that I've been tinkering with off and on for shoot, man, since middle school at a minimum. And there's those skills are going to make your future so much easier. I hope so, man. I don't know. That's just a bonus of, being a creative person, is, you pick up random skills that you didn't know you needed. Like, as a perfect example, um that iterative fiction I mentioned earlier, it was on a forum board, right? And said forum board, I didn't know it at the time, but they had formatting tags that were in parentheses, right? Didn't know it at the time, but those formatting tags were the same syntax as HTML. So, fast forward a few years, I'm in my college web development class. Like, I've seen this before. Hang on a minute. Go and find the iterative fiction forum I was on. Look at their tag setup. Look at the HTML tags. It's the same tags. Just instead of pointed brackets like HTML, they were ordinary parentheses. So all the time I spent learning to format things on that forum board taught me HTML, and I didn't even know it. So that web development class was really, really easy. And that made my life really a lot better during that class, because that let me pour loads of work into some of my pet projects for that class. Um, the end of the class actually was, you make a project, and it has to show off everything you've learned. And what I did was I made three separate small websites that showed off neat things I learned during the class. The one was a experiment in dynamically generating drop-down menus based on a list of files. And what it turned out to be was, you mouse over one thing, it opens the drop-down. You click on the button, it plays a guitar chord. And that was a lot of fun. I'm still working on repurposing that code into a soundboard for this stream. Eventually it'll happen. I gotta get it set up in such a way that it won't impact the stream's speed or my computer's ability to encode things. But I'll get there. It's just gonna take some tinkering. The second thing that I did for that project was just also dynamic JavaScript generating. You type a number into a text field, and it generates that number of copies of something at a separate time sync from each other. So it had a little bit of that real time delay going on, real time delay programming. And so then it was, if you know what Zombo.com is, it was a recreation of Zombo.com, and it would load that many uh, that many versions of Zombo.com, and they would all play on top of each other, and it made me laugh. And that's 100% of why I did it. Something about something playing like four times slightly out of sync on top of each other just makes me die laughing. It's too funny. And that comes up as a bit in my videos all the time because it makes me laugh. Just something about it. And then the third thing was just, I straight up didn't know what to do with PHP. And I kind of panicked and went, PHP has built-in regular expressions. Let's use the built-in regular expressions function to let people use it for self-insert fanfiction. Okay, good. So then, during my presentation for this project, the first 2/3 of the project went over really well. I'm like, yeah, these are really cool. They took me a while, and I'm a really big fan of how they work. And, and then the third thing rolls around, and I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna have to explain what self-insert fanfiction is to this classroom full of 20-year-olds who doubtless some of them know, but the professor sure doesn't, so I have to explain the concept of self-insert fanfiction, and then hurriedly type something really quickly to act as a proof of concept of my self-insert fanfiction thing. Thankfully, the professor, despite not quite knowing what it was for, uh, still gave me points for it. He was like, "Well, it's a fair use of regular expressions. It works like you want it to. I'm not sure what it's for, but it works. So points." And it went over well, thankfully. It's still one of the projects that I'm the most proud of from college because of how much of a range it has in showing what I can do with web development in particular, and audio design, and you know, audio design in particular, because in remaking Zombo.com, I did not pick up any of the assets from their website. I designed the little animated circle thing myself to run. I just animated it one time and screen recorded it and then just put a GIF because I didn't want 5 million years of JavaScript animation code, or like not like CSS animation code to have it run all the darn time. So I just animated it once and then screen captured and then just had a GIF load. And then I actually recorded my own voice while I was sick, mind you. I was hardly able to speak. My voice was all down here and gruff, and I had just lost my voice the past week, so I sounded a little like this. I was in a rough shape vocally, but I recorded it, and then I sent it through a couple pass filters, pitched it down a couple semitones, did some audio magic, and it turned out sounding really close to the original Zombocom recording, which took a lot of work because it has really strange inflection and um, rhythm to it, and I'm shocked it came out as well as it did. And like, but I don't know. I'm a tinkerer with audio. I wouldn't say it's a skill of mine quite yet, but I do tinker on occasion.